If you are a seasoned athlete or just like to work out here and there, taking care of your body is a big part of preventing injuries. So this morning, we're talking about how to stay in shape and stay healthy.
Welcome this morning, Dr. LaTanya Bowman from Discovery Chiropractic and Wellness Center and Jeremy Martin of Ultimate Athlete. Good morning to both of you. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's start with you, Dr. Bowman. Let's talk about sports injuries. And what are the most common injuries that you see?
Well, the most common injuries you normally see is sprains and strains. Especially tendons. So you see a lot of golfer and tennis elbow, tendonitis kind of injuries. So with that, that's where we come in and try to help.
So what are some of the symptoms that, that tells athlete that, hey, you may be having this type of injury?
Well, one of the red flags you hear people talk about is the numbness and tingling, as well as burning and aching and dull achiness in the muscle. So when you hear that, that's definitely a red flag and tell you that there's some kind of sprain or strain injury within that athlete.
How does chiropractic care help?
Well, chiropractic care is basically what people know of as adjustments. So we help realign the spine, but we also help with extremity injuries as well. So with that, you want to, especially with athletes, they do a lot of wear and tear of their joints. So with that, what we do is basically realign the spine, help keep that inflammation down the best way possible.
It's amazing how it's attached to everything.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it really is. I'm such a believer in this. Yeah.
And how long does it take for a person to get healthy once they've received some chiropractic care?
Well, a lot of people don't realize every patient, every athlete is different. Every injury is different.
Yes.
So with that, your regimen or your treatment plan will be different for every single person. But our goal is to try to minimize and diminish the pain level. So with that, after it is gone, we still recommend people to still come in at least once a month to keep getting treated, just to help preventative care. And that's what chiropractic care is, preventative care.
Jeremy, you're with Ultimate Athlete, as we mentioned. You help athletes develop proper techniques for stretching and warming up. How does this help prevent injuries?
Yeah, sure. So we see it all the time with our athletes, whether it's a high-level Division I athlete or just a weekend warrior. One of the things we really try to implement is a full active dynamic warm-up to stimulate the central nervous system, get the heart rate up, focus on movement patterns that maybe an athlete might be doing on the field or court, or maybe just that weekend warrior is going to be doing, swinging the golf club or whatever the case may be, and then also kind of preparing the body again for whatever the exercise, whatever demands of either training or whatever their sport may be. And that can play a huge role in preventing injury.
Okay, can you show us some proper warm-ups that we do?
Sure will. And Eugene, I was going to have you do it, but I guess so. One you can even just do in your living room. We call it elbow to instep with the rotation. The inside elbow. I'm going to have my right leg in front. Obviously, if the left hand's out, the inside elbow is going to press down. And I'm going to stretch out. I'm going to get the hamstring, hip flexor of that trail leg, and I'm going to go in a rotation. And I'm going to go thoracic mobility as well. I can do it transit, or obviously I can just do it alternating leg. One you can just do right in your living room, and it can really help some of the big muscles that you might need for training or for sport, which can be a big help.
Yeah, so many of us just launch right into a workout without doing any of this warming up or stretching.
Exactly right. That would be one I would suggest for whether the weekend warrior or for some of our high-level athletes to implement in their daily routine.
Yeah, it's good for everybody, right?
Yes,
right.
No question.
You offer a lot of speed and power training for your athletes and the people you work with. What are some good exercises to implement before starting that kind of a program?
Sure. So now I'll show you with the stability ball. We do strength and power, speed and agility stuff to prepare the lower back, glute, hamstrings. Eugene knows this. To do some exercises on the ground in the open chain to warm up the lower back, glutes and hamstring. We just call it a hip extension with feet elevated on the ball. I'm going to drive through the heel, drive my hips up, and then just be controlled down. As I drive up, I'm really activating what we call the posterior chain, the big muscles of the lower back, glute, and hamstring, which are tremendous power muscles that we want to activate prior to a workout.
You're brave to do that on TV. I'd be too shy.
So what are some other areas that we should be paying attention to as athletes?
Yeah, the other area that we talk about all the time, we've got some high-level swimmers in there and throwing athletes. We brought the band out to do some shoulder stuff, but even more importantly is core training. Core encompasses where your center mass is. Important for the football player is just as much as the swimmer, and then back to a weekend warrior, a golfer, a tennis player that just want to be stable through the midsection. One that we really like, we call it a stability ball rollout. First of all, you got to be comfortable getting stable on the ball.
Oh yeah, don't try this at home.
Nice and stable. I'm in a good line, and then what I would do is just roll the ball out.
Oh, okay.
Return. As I roll the ball out, return. I'm activating something called the transverse abdominis, which is kind of like your inner weight belt muscle that you want to be real strong and stable there prior to doing any sort of high level activity.
Good stuff. Thank you. I'm exhausted just watching. You can find Jeremy at ultaathlete.com. We'll put that website up on the screen. It is ultaathlete.com, the website to go to find Jeremy. Dr. Bowman, you can find her at discoverychirowellness.com. discoverychirowellness.com. That one is on your screen as well if you want to note the spelling. Thank you so much. We promise to warm up and do our stretches.
We do.
And go see you for an adjustment.
Exactly.
Good?
Exactly.
Hook a brother up.
Thank you so much. Great to meet you. Thanks for being here today.
Okay.